Paso, Lopez de Mesa, Altamira. It's a fascinating city, built up into the hills here in the Apure Valley. So here we go. As we switch to the men's team competition, bronze medal match. And this will be the 4th seeded team from India taking on the number 6 seed from India. And first out is the number 14 from Venezuela. Venezuela slipping by Mexico by 1 point in the quarterfinals earlier this week, and then lost by 5 to the United States in the semifinals. No shame in that when you consider who shoots for the United States.
Yeah, exactly. They are a bunch of really good experienced archers, and also I think they put down the highest score of the range with Team USA on that end.
So let's meet the trio from Venezuela here in nearby South America. Nelson Torres, 27 years of age. Leandro Rojas, 25 years old, and Eduardo Gonzales, 31 years old, and really the veteran of this squad.
Yeah, it's a real young team, but also, yeah, been traveling a lot, some of them.
You must have gone up against 1 or 2, or maybe all 3 of those archers at some point in time.
Here in the qualification, I was on the same target as Nelson, and my first match I had the other shooter. So it's, yeah, we see each other all the time when we go travel. So
if you stay in this long enough, you'll run into everybody, won't you?
Yes, sooner or later.
India, second out of the tunnel. India, the 6th seed after qualifying. This is Isaiah Rajender Sanam, Sarvesh Pareek in the middle, and Sandeep Kumar on the right. The Indian team got a bye in the 1/8 round, won the quarterfinal in a shoot-off with Iran, and then lost by only 1 point in the semifinals. So Pareek, Kumar, and Sanam for India. Gonzales, Rojas, and Torres for Venezuela. India and Venezuela, 2 teams that probably don't get an awful lot of opportunity to go up against each other.
No, it's not often.
India, of course, has become a major player on the world stage on the World Cup circuit. Venezuela competing primarily in this half of the hemisphere.
It's also so nice when the World Cups is over here. You see teams you don't see most of the time in Shanghai or in Europe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like this, Nelson, okay?
Strong start as Torres finds the 10 ring.
Yes. Focus.
A strong shot.
Starting out strong.
Gonzales, the 31-year-old, ranked 39th in the world. And that leads us to Leandro Rojas.
Moving 9.
Okay, no problem. Bien.
It's a good start for a match. It's when you come from the practice field and you have to go out and in this crowd, it's first shots is always where the nerves is all up.
Sarvesh Pareek to shoot first for India. Got his 10.
Moving 9.
Just a little bit off for the left again.
So Kumar with a 9, which won't be a problem if Sunam can come up with a 10 right here. We'll be tied at 29.
Moving
Just
9.
out, I think.
So it's a 1-point advantage already right off the get-go for India. Or excuse me, for Venezuela.
Yes, 10.
That's shooting strong.
Stay focused.
Torres looking for his first World Cup medal. Interesting that they would have Eduardo Gonzales shooting second.
Again, every shooter has his preferred spot on the team, but most likely you set the most experience in the end to close off. But that once again, if he's the shooter that actually needs the longest time, then it's not good to put him in the end where it's full pressure.
Right,
and
where he might have to shoot with
a few
the time
seconds
running
left.
out.
Yeah. So it's all one big. It needs to be harmonic, all of it.
I like that, harmonic. Well, it all worked out just fine for Venezuela. They only left 2 points out there. Picked up 58 of the possible 60. 3 straight 10s right here by India. Would at the very least tie the score after the first end. And if that third shot turns out to be a 10, they're in even better shape.
Keeping it up.
Sandeep Kumar with a 10.
And plenty of time to do his shot. Shooting really fast, the Indian team here.
Sanam, 3 in a row. And it could be 4, depending upon the judge's decision on that third shot. The third shot is a 9 with the asterisk by it. Now, there's no question Venezuela has 58 points. The question is, does India have 59 points? We shall soon find out. Talking about that shooting order, you shoot last, don't you?
Yep.
Yes, for Denmark. You like that?
Yeah, I feel fairly comfortable with it, and our team, that's how we started it. We have shot the same team, Patrick Larsen, Stefan Hansen.
Patrick's
and
first,
me.
Patrick Larsen, then Stefan Hansen.
And then me as the closer. It's actually started out when, at that time before Stefan was senior, and he was still only a little kid. He still is.
You got to keep him in his place, right?
Exactly. So when he first started on the senior trips here, he was the rookie, the newbie. So we put Patrick in as first because he's strong as a bull, and especially when we go from the training field to here. So he's always fairly good with judging the wind and stuff, and his bow is heavy and heavy arrow, so the wind would not affect him so much. So he shoots the first arrow for us to judge from. Then Stefan is kind of like mixed in between Patrick and me, so he could just go out and shoot his shots. And then me as a closer for shot many times. I can shoot fast, I can be slow. That's the routine we have. So the rules we have is that Patrick goes out and shoot. He has 2 minutes to shoot his 2 arrows. Whatever is left of that, and to shoot 2 10s. Whatever time is left, it's Stefan has that time and shoot 2 10s again. And then I just make sure to shoot my 2 arrows wherever they hit the target with the time they left for me.
No pressure either. No pressure.
So, but now, especially now where Stefan is up and one of the strongest shooters on our team now.
He's a world champion.
He's a world champion, and he's shooting so great and so strong. So we have played a little bit with mixing up. Actually,
you have to refer to him as Mr. Hansen now, right?
That's not going to happen.
No, I didn't think so.
So he's still the junior in our team, but just shooting like really good.
By the way, the judges did decide that was a 9, not a 10 on the third shot by India. So we are tied at 58 all after that first end. Venezuela trying to forge ahead. Look at the determination on the face of Nelson Torres. Really wants to get that first World Cup medal. Eduardo Gonzales has had several 5th place finishes in his career, a career that started back in 2006, trying to get over the top. Here in the men's team bronze medal match, just a little bit high.
Speaking of top.
Yes.
Just little bit long. See, shot here, little bit.
Now Rojas draws it back. He was on a team that won a bronze medal in Shanghai in 2012, so he's got good experience.
Putting the door a little bit open for the Indian team now.
Pareek, who shoots for the mixed team bronze medal later today.
See, there's come a little bit more wind on the field now. Good shooting. So the flag
bit of a tailwind, isn't it?
It is. It's a little bit weird wind to stand shooting because you can feel it, but it's actually not affecting too much. It's just playing with your head a little.
Another 10.
Nice swing. 9.
Mining for more gold. So a 1-point advantage now for India. Here in the second end, midway through. Nelson Torres
9.
drifts wide to the right just a little bit. And Gonzales would like to stop this streak of 9s.
Ocho, 8.
Instead,
so
it's in the
heavy.
red zone.
And only 15 seconds left for the last shooter. 10 seconds.
Launches the missile,
9.
and it's also a 9.
Yeah.
So a rough second end for Venezuela. After they put up 58 points in the first end, just 54 here in the second end. India trying to take advantage. Sarvesh Pareek.
It's a nice clean target they have down there. Only
Paints the
10s.
center circle.
Nine.
Solid shot by Kumar. And now here is Sandeep, 37 years old, unranked. Been competing off and on since 2008. Comes through with a 9 right there. So they pick up 3 points in this end.
That was an expensive end for Venezuela, yeah. But again, it can turn around so fast, so still lots of game.
So India outscoring Venezuela 57-54 in the second end, and now lead by 3, 115 to 112. Martin Damsbo of Denmark is quite right. We saw it in the first match of the day, the women's bronze medal match in team competition. Mexico got off to a 4-point lead after the first 2 ends, only to see the United States come back, tie it up after the third end, and go on and win a shoot-off. So Venezuela just has to keep pressing, keep fighting, and we'll see what India is capable of doing. There you see the scores through the first 2 ends. And a 3-point advantage in the compound format, in which cumulative scoring rules the day. Team with the most points, when the shooting is done, comes away with the win. Good look at those arrows, the fletching on those arrows.
Need a refletch. They've shot them.
Yeah, you got to check all that stuff. I mean, it's the little things, isn't it, Martin?
Yeah, and the cuts that those veins has in that kind of basic vein, it doesn't matter anything. It's they 50 meters, they'll still hit straight on. But it's important to have numbers on your arrow, so you're always sure of which arrow is starting to group good and which is not, and check up on that your fletching is not coming loose, coming undone, or your knocks hasn't broken, or when you shoot so many arrows in the same target, and when you start grouping good, you'll also hit some arrows and hit some knocks. It's really important to check up on the gear all the time. The gear is the cheapest points.
Master craftsman also always has to check his tools. Nelson Torres averaging 9.4 points per arrow, puts it in the 9 ring.
Okay, Nelson, fine. Shot was good.
Now Gonzales with 16 wins on his CV. Ranked 39th in the world. And held for quite a while.
Yeah, but it was worth it. A 10 is almost always worth waiting for.
Now Leandro Rojas.
Yes, 10.
So Rojas and Gonzales put 2 10s back to back, trying to bring Venezuela back against India. Pareek locks in.
Moving. 9.
Kumar striking gold, but just in the 9 ring. And Sanam. Jackpot. Got it. So they counter with 29 points of their own. And the overall lead remains at 3 for India. Torres looking through that peep sight.
8.
I think it's 8, yeah.
Drops low. Venezuela could ill afford to score an 8.
Oh, he didn't look happy.
You could see the disappointment when he released. Gonzales looking away quickly.
I see the frustration starting to add up at the team. It's
9.
Each one trying so hard. Sometimes that can work against you.
actually most of the time. Most of the time where you actually just shoot and have fun and just relax, that's where you'll shoot best. But you need so many of these competitions to
get to that point.
To get to that point where you actually can do that.
That comfort level.
Yes.
Yeah. Right now, India is in a really good comfort level. They ring up another 10 by Pareek.
9.
And now Sanam. Isaiah Rajender Sanam. His highest finish was a 7th place in team competition at Stage 1 in Shanghai in 2012. He's well on his way towards bronze medal right now. So the lead stands at 6 now, 173-167.
That's a big lead before the last end here. So Venezuela need to put in, all the 10s. And
oh, you hate to see that happen, don't you?
Especially when we were talking about knocks and veins before. Now, if he was really unlucky, the knocks would have cracked and got a dent in the concrete. So all the shooters should really check the arrows now.
I wonder if India is laughing because those are Venezuela's arrows.
Oh,
they might not be laughing if they're their own.
I think both of their arrows
both
are in, yes.
Okay.
So
let's sort it all out. You know, things just happen, Martin.
Yes,
they just happen.
So
you have to be ready for everything and anything, and
I've seen
roll
some
with
of
the punches.
I've seen some of the taxis driving around here. Some of them have some dents, so it's not only the taxi drivers apparently that can have a off-road.
It is an interesting experience, almost an existential experience, driving in the taxis here in Medellin, Colombia. However, I can say this: you can always find a taxi in this city.
There's so many taxis, so easy to get there, and there's all so small, just like small rally cars when you're driving there.
How does Patrick Larson get into one of those?
Well, we didn't bring him because he was too big for the cars.
Too big for the, yeah, he couldn't fit into the into the cabs.
He couldn't. So, but if he was here, he would be struggling. The other day we tried to have bow cases in with the taxis, like just mission impossible. So, but it's fun. It's an experience for sure.
They are great drivers. I'll put it that way.
They are.
If they were in Formula One, I'd put my money on them.
Oh yeah, they'll get away. Always find their way around it.
So a 6-point lead, or I guess if you're looking at it from Venezuela's standpoint, a 6-point deficit as we begin the 4th and what could be the final end of this men's team bronze medal match. Torres toys with that 10 ring. And as Martin said, some of the frustration starting to become apparent. If you look at the faces of the Venezuelan archers. Gonzales
got it.
Gets it.
how to do it, Eduardo.
Eduardo. 31 years old. Now here's the 25-year-old Leandro Rojas, who won a team bronze medal in Shanghai in 2012. Trying to emulate that effort here in Colombia. Right now, India in control of the match.
Oh, hard to say.
In or out? What do you think, Martin?
Judge or the spotter called it a maybe, so I'll call it a maybe too.
A maybe.
Yes, 10.
That's a no doubt about it.
That's good. Really feel the wind coming here now.
Starting to whip.
Not so much on the shooters, but mostly out in the field.
This is what happened yesterday. It was calm at the start of the day, and then as we got to noon, past noon, the wind started to pick up. What could be the final shot for Nelson Torres.
Nine.
If it is, he'll end his day with a 9. Venezuela, the higher seeded team coming out of qualifying, but these teams are also evenly matched. Many times that seed,
9.
while important for putting together the brackets, once you get to the matches themselves, I think that kind of goes out the window, doesn't it?
Exactly. Every match is a new match, and everything can happen.
Threw that bow up just as he released it. Out of frustration, maybe trying to
see if he could save it.
Save it, whip it back in there, but nope, it's an 8 for Leandro Rojas on his final shot. Or so it would seem.
9.
And right now, India just has to be consistent.
Just keep it cool and keep it around in the yellows, and they're safe.
Doesn't have to be spectacular, doesn't have to be fancy.
Yes, 10.
Those kinds of shots right there.
Yep.
So a 3 will do it.
It's really hard to get that on these targets, since the 5 is the lowest. So hit this target and you'll get it.
Isaiah Rajender Sanam.
Yes.
And he has just won a bronze medal for India, along with his 2 teammates, Sarvesh Pareek and Sandeep Kumar.
Bronze medal here in Medellin, Rajender Sanam.
Just a very strong performance from start to finish for Team India. As you take a look at that, it does look like Swiss cheese, doesn't it? It's riddled with holes.
It's almost soon lunchtime, so maybe it's time to get hungry now.
India was hungry for the victory. I'm sure that Venezuela was as well, but India just with a better day right here, and they score an 8-point win, 230 to 222. Not a lot of drama, not a lot of suspense in that one, as it was tied up after the first end, but India pulled away, picked up 3 points in the second end, picked up 2 more points in the third end, and another 2 points in the fourth end. So the lead grew from 3 to 6, and eventually 8.